I'm Andrew McKay. I'm here with 15 Now, and $15 as a minimum wage. It's just, you know, the attempt to create a living wage for regular people and to move some of this wealth that the rich have sort of used for their own purposes and just slide it down to regular people who are doing the hard work that makes this country great.
So my name's Brian Kim. I'm out here with the San Diego Socialist Campaign, and we're working to get an independent socialist candidate elected to the City Council of San Diego who can fight unapologetically for the needs of the working class and a $15 an hour minimum wage. When 4 out of 10 families in San Diego have seen their incomes fall below the basic minimum cost of living, we're at the point that we cannot count on the two major political parties to take care of our best interests. So what we need to do is elect a working class candidate who is not funded by super PACs and not funded by corporations to stand unapologetically for the rights of the working people. Check us out. We're the San Diego Socialist Campaign, and we're up to a lot of really good stuff. Cool.
My name is Josh Fun, and I'm an activist with the San Diego Socialist Campaign. We're here today, and we're so energized to see that there are people here who are standing up for their life, for their living conditions, for the dignity that they have with their jobs, and that they deserve to make a living wage. So it's really exciting. We're here because we're going to be running a candidate for City Council who's a socialist candidate. We think that's important because we think that the working class in San Diego needs to have their own independent representation, independent of the two corporate parties. And we aim to be that representation here, and the things on my t-shirt, these are things that we think are really important. So we want to fight against police power and hold them accountable for what they do in our communities. We want equal rights for immigrants. We want a living wage of $15 an hour, affordable housing, and we want a clean, green San Diego.
Income inequality is something that affects all of us, and I think that regardless of your job title, you should learn to earn a living wage and be able to pay rent. And that's why I'm standing here today supporting Fight for 15, and I'm so glad all of you are here to support it too. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Alfredo Cortez, and I'm a custodian at San Diego right here. I'm here today in solidarity with you guys, my brothers and sisters. We're going to fight and win this fight. As a member of SEIU Local 1000, I'm proud to be part of the largest ever movement of mobilization for this fight. I believe all workers should have a living wage so they can support themselves. I'm one of the lowest paid workers of the state. My job is the lowest, so I live month by month by paycheck, and that's not making it for me. So I'm here to get wages for you guys, so it'll get wages for us too. It'll help us. We as union members must stand up and fight for each other and have good jobs and secure future for us. That's why I'm here and fight to believe for you guys, to work with you guys and make that happen. All right, let's go. Sí se puede.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Rosa López. Yo soy un janitor, trabajo de limpieza y pertenezco al sindicato. Hoy estoy aquí para luchar 15 para todos. Los que trabajan duro merecen hacer un salario digno y ser tratados con dignidad y respeto.
Good afternoon, my name is Rosa Lopez, and I work as a janitor, and I'm a member of SEIU. I'm here today for the Fight for 15. Everyone that works hard deserves to make a good wage and be treated with dignity and respect.
El costo de vida en San Diego es muy caro. El alquiler, el transporte, el servicio público y las necesidades básicas como comida y ropa son cada vez más caros. Nadie en San Diego puede vivir del salario mínimo. Yo trabajo los 365 días del año para proporcionar una buena vida para mí y mi familia. No puedo permitir tomar días de descanso, pues eso quiere decir que tengo que decidir qué facturas puedo pagar y qué facturas no serán pagadas.
I work 365 days a year. I can't afford to miss a day's work. Everything gets more and more expensive every day. I have to decide between what bills I have to pay.
Yo voy a la escuela, pero trabajo los 7 días de la semana y es muy difícil para mí. Por eso estoy aquí para luchar por 15. Todos los trabajadores merecemos ganar un sueldo digno. ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede!
The last part is Rosa says, I go to school, but I work 7 days a week and I take care of my family. This makes this work really hard.
¡Se puede, compañeros! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! Gracias.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jorge Rubio, and I'm representing the Bell Middle School Mecha Club. First thing I want to say is thank you all for coming here and fighting for 15. Everybody knows that fighting for 15 means that we are trying to raise minimum wage for people who can't afford to buy the necessities they need for home. Everything is getting expensive, and it's not right. If people say they can do better and they can make a difference in this world, then why don't they? They don't keep their promises committed, and if they let a lot of people down, and it breaks my heart to hear that. And I know all of you out there who are struggling right now, keep fighting right now, because we're going to keep fighting with you. You are not alone, and we will help all the way till the end.
Hello, my name is Victoria Lara, and I am UDW home care worker for Chula Vista, California. I've been doing this work, and I have been a proud member of the union since 2012. Before then, I was a food worker, of course, and so this fight really hits home for me. I know that fast food is so much harder to understand. You are underpaid, overworked, and they think they can get away with paying you so little because they know how badly you need your job. That's not right at all. Home care workers face similar challenges. I make just $9.85 an hour for the life-saving care I provide for my 3 clients. One who is a quadriplegic who relies on me so that he can keep living independently. The low wages we receive for the important job that we do feels like a slap in the face. Don't we all deserve dignity? Yes, we do. Don't we deserve to pay our bills on time and live decent lives for the work that we do? Don't we? Today, I am proud to stand here with all these amazing workers on this stage with me. Let's show the corporation CEOs, the lawmakers, the universities, that we will continue to fight for living wages and the right to a union for all workers. Amen! Can we all have an amen? Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede. United we stand together. Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Abel Macias. I'm a part-time lecturer here at San Diego State. I'm also an adjunct professor at San Diego City College. I'm also a part-time worker at the Centro Cultural de la Raza. So I have 3 part-time jobs in order to make a living here in San San Diego, but I'm here to stand in solidarity with the workers that are struggling to get a $15 an hour minimum wage. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I get paid a lot more than that in theory because I get paid $63 an hour while teaching classes, but I only get paid for 10 hours a month every month throughout the academic semester. So even though I work 40-50 hours a week, I'm only getting paid for 10 of those hours every month. That's an injustice. It's estimated today that 11% of workers are in unions. 30 years ago, around 1983, it's estimated that 20% of workers were in unions. Now, what happened during that time? Are workers leaving unions? No, the union jobs are leaving the country. There's been a process of deindustrialization. So the only place left where a lot of workers can go to get a union job is a public sector job. Teaching is a public sector employment. That's where I work as a public sector worker. But why should teachers have to struggle and fight to improve their working conditions? Shouldn't we be working on improving the learning conditions at the institutions that we work at? More and more universities and colleges are tasking students with the bill for their education. And some of you might think, oh, well, that's okay. But I'm here to tell you that education is not for sale. Education is a right. It's a fundamental right. Especially here in the United States, where we have one of the largest wealth than any other country in the world. So there's no reason that education can't be free. We just have to prioritize education. We have to prioritize education over war. We have to spend money on jobs and education, not war and occupation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is great to see every single one of you here. My name is Jeanette Corona, and I'm a senior here at SDSU. I'm from the LA area, LA Valley girl, and I'm here because we need to raise wages, roll back fees, end student poverty. 3 points. Very easy. I've struggled with my housing. Time and time again, I've had to manage my bank account because I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough food for the next day. A lot of my colleagues depending on Cup of Noodles. Cup of Noodle girl, hi. It's important for us to stand up. I've had meetings. Admin over there across the street, you know what they told me? That it's my fault. Oh, you don't have money to pay for your books? Go get another loan. Go get another loan. Do we want more loans? I don't want more loans. I want everybody that's been humiliated, everybody that's ever been shushed, to stand up and say, you know what? I deserve better. Because you know what? We all deserve better. Education is a right, not a commodity. Thank you.
Bueno.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Mi nombre es María Puga.
My name is Maria Puga.
Igual que usted, soy una trabajadora que gano el mínimo.
And just like you, I am a worker that earns minimum wage.
Tengo 3 hijos que mantener.
I have 3 children to maintain.
El dinero no me alcanza.
The money is not enough.
Yo soy una recamarera.
I work at a hotel.
Y sé que muchas de ustedes aquí se identifican conmigo.
And I know that many of you can identify with me.
Que es un trabajo bien pesado.
That is a very a heavy job.
que nos pagan por quincena.
It's a difficult job and they pay us every 2 weeks.
Tenemos que juntar los 2 cheques porque no alcanzamos.
And we have to put those 2 checks together because it's not enough.
Apenas completamos para nuestra renta.
We barely make enough to pay rent.
Nos quedan los biles.
We still have other bills.
La gasolina.
The gas.
Y que nuestros hijos nos piden, llévanos a comer, mamá. ¿Y de dónde sacamos?
And so our children ask for recreation.
Por eso es bien importante que luchemos.
That is why it's fundamental that we struggle.
Para que nos paguen a $15 la hora.
So that we have a $15 an hour living wage.
Yo soy una mamá soltera.
I am a single mother.
Porque la violencia de la patrulla fronteriza.
Because state violence of the border patrol.
Asesinó a mi esposo.
Assassinated and killed my husband.
Entonces tengo que trabajar más duro.
And that's why I have to struggle even harder.
Dejar a mis hijos solos.
Leave my children alone sometimes.
Porque no me alcanza para pagarle a alguien.
Because I don't have enough money to pay somebody for child care.
Igual me tengo que salir temprano del trabajo y meter menos horas.
And sometimes we have to leave early from work to take care of them and receive less hours.
Entonces imagínense, no me alcanza.
Just imagine, it's not enough.
Por eso estoy aquí para apoyar y luchar a que nos paguen a $15 la hora.
And that's why I'm here struggling in unity with you to struggle for $15 an hour.
Merecemos un salario digno.
We need a dignified salary.
Porque nosotros trabajamos pesado.
Because it is a heavy workload.
Gracias.
Thank you very much.
You having fun? In the sun?
Yeah.
His name is Ricardo Barrera. And he has an enormous load on his shoulders. He was the first one to speak here. Imagine getting all these unions together. Getting us together. When we heard from one of the sisters, we're LACLA, Labor Council Latin American Advancement, we're part of the AFL-CIO, and we're glad we got a workers' center down in Vadio Logan. Richard showed up. That's important. He's a modest man. And I say this to you because he gets the information from every union on strike. I thought I was listening to a compañera from Baja California who's fighting the strawberry fields today. Keep it up. Stay united. LACLA is with you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Armando Tejas. I've been a resident of San Diego County for 10 years. I'm a single dad of 3 children, and I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I thank you for your voice. I thank you for the stance that many others are unwilling to take. Many have served this country. Some have deployed. Many have come back to be unemployed and homeless. I've experienced many of those conditions. I've tried to return to school, but it's difficult. Your voice, like how we were in the military to protect this country, we are the voice protecting our rights here on the streets and in our community. And I thank you on behalf of the veterans who may not be aware of how important it is to continue fighting the fight. Who knows it's important to continue taking a stance when no one else might not. I thank you.
Hello, San Diego. You showed up. Because we show up. Some of you showed up at 7 o'clock this morning. Who showed up at 7 this morning? Let me see your hands. I'll take another mic. I'm Reverend Beth Johnson. I'm the co-president of the Interfaith Center for Worker Justice. And I am here to tell you from a variety of areas that you are not alone. Faith communities stand with you. Clergy stand with you. The community stands with you. We will fight with you. We are fighting together because this is the struggle for all of us. This is a wave that is flowing across our country. This is a wave that will not stop because this is a wave of justice. And in all struggles for justice, the faith community has represented and been together in that struggle because we know that this is a moral issue. The stories that we heard are stories that talk to us about the inherent worth and dignity of every person. And that's what we are fighting for. We are fighting to get people's wages raised so we can live with dignity and respect. Anyone who works should be able to feed their family. No one should have to live in their car. Anyone who takes care of elderly and sick people should be given the dignity that they are afforded in every occupation. We believe and we know that we will win this struggle because this is the right and moral struggle. In September, we sat down and committed civil disobedience so we could stand up to corporations that are greedy and that cannot see the people. We will sit down wherever we need to so that we can stand up to poverty wages and we can stand up for the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We'll stand on the side of love because each person is entitled to a fair, decent wage. And we will not only get this fight, we will begin to challenge those structures of evil and domination that help us to understand that all of these oppressions are linked. And so we're today about dismantling those systems of oppression and domination. We believe that we will win.
Thank you. My name is Doug Moore. I'm the Executive Director of UDW Local 3930. We represent over 67,000 home care providers throughout the state and about 22,000 here in San Diego County. Home care providers make an average of $10 an hour. So we stand with you on your fight for 15. This was a no-brainer for us. We've been in negotiations with this county for the past 2 years. It took us 2 years to get 25 damn cents. Makes no sense. So we stand with you. But sisters and brothers, we got to do more than stand. We need to act. We need to act. Rallies are good, but we need to do more than rallies. We need to start making revolutionary changes that will change this democracy, take away plutocracy, and restore our democracy. That's what we need. That's what we need. And it starts today. It starts today. I'm going to call it what it is. Everybody else is scared to talk about it. I'm not. I'm not. We all know we live in an oligarchy society. Yes. I'm right about that. I know I've heard you talk about it. We need to change. We need to get our democracy back. And it starts with mass actions. It starts like actions like this and building out. We all have the same issue. We all have the same people who are trying to tear us apart. They're no different. We're fighting the same people you're fighting. So let's stand together and win together. Thank you.
My name is Charles Toombs. I'm the chapter president of the California Faculty Association, and I'm also chair of Africana Studies because I come out of a tradition of fighting injustice, and I'm so absolutely pleased to see the variety of workers that we have here today. We cannot create borders. We are all contributing to the success of America, and we all need to work together. And the California Faculty Association will be standing behind you every step of the way. And one real important statement I want to make is that America will never give you nothing unless you fight for it. Fight for 15.
Mike.
You people are beautiful. My name is Mike Geck, and I'm the Vice President for Organizing for CSU Employees Union. We represent 15,000 classified staff at all CSU campuses, and we have about 1,200 here on this campus that we represent. And many of the people that we represent on this campus make less than $15 an hour. That's a shame. When you come to work for San Diego State, you're going to expect to be taken care of, to be treated fairly, to be treated with respect. But that's not what our employees experience here. I talked to an employee today that's been working here for about 10 years, still makes about $12 an hour, and has never gotten one single raise. That's a tragedy. We need to stand together. We need to be in solidarity, because when one suffers, we all suffer, right? We're here in solidarity with janitors, with airport workers, with fast food workers, with everybody out there that's not making a living wage. We need to stand in solidarity like we are today and continue this fight. It's bad enough that our people don't make $15 an hour here, but that's not the only problem here at San Diego State. At San Diego State, they have a problem with bullying and abuse in the workplace also. Talk to my co-workers out here, they'll tell you. They also have a problem with a broken compensation system. It's like winning the lottery to get a raise around here. So we're not only fighting for 15, we're fighting for an end to abuse and bullying in the workplace, and we're fighting for a fair compensation system. Are you standing here with us? Thank you. My people needed to hear that, because they have been beat down. They have been abused. They have been taken advantage of by this campus, by this administration. And that shit needs to stop now. Students, staff, and faculty, we are here in unity. Students, staff, and faculty, we are here in unity. Students, staff, and faculty, we are here in unity. Students, staff, and faculty, we are here in unity. Thank you very much. Stay in solidarity.
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? All right. I'm Pastor Cornelius Bowser of Charity Apostolic Church, and I also pastor a church in Southeast San Diego. And throughout the years of the 19 years of being a pastor, I've seen in my congregation people having to work 2 and 3 jobs, and therefore not being able to participate in family and church and other extracurricular activities because they have to work so hard just to survive. I'm reminded of a metaphor I once read about low-wage workers, and what it said is that low-wage workers is like a man that is standing in water up to his nose. If a little wave come through, he will drown. And in other words, what it is saying is that low-income workers generally are living just right at the subsistent level in order to survive, and just a little attack on their finances and they will be destroyed. And so we want to come together, and I'm proud and I'm thankful and delighted to be able to stand with all of you today in fighting for 15. And this is the largest ever mobilization of underpaid workers, because it will create a better future for all of us. And so keep on fighting, keep on working hard, keep on doing it, because we can make it happen and we can do it. Low-wage jobs, overtime, and irregular work schedules hurt our families. Parents who earn low wages have to work so much that their children are left to their own devices. And if they're left without supervision, bad things can happen. And I'm reminded, in my congregation, I have several members who work at fast food restaurants. I have one member who's a single parent with 2 children and work at one of the restaurants you guys are talking about today, and been working there for 9 years and barely making over the minimum wage. And so we most definitely have to do something. She has to live with a roommate in order to survive. And if she was to have to go on her own, she would not be able to make it. And so we must do something about this. We can't wait for higher wages. Why? Because the landlord will not wait, and neither will the bill collector who collected the gas and electric bill will not wait. And so we must continue to fight, and we must make that difference today and make that difference now. So God bless you, and keep the fight.
My name is Mark Jones. I'm the president of the Black Student Justice Coalition. I was kind of asked to connect social justice with the fight for 15. And when I look back and I see that what Martin Luther King did, everybody knows him for his fight for civil rights. But not many people recognize that he fought for economic reform, that he fought for economic justice. He wasn't just assassinated because he was fighting for civil rights. The bigger threat was that poor people would be able to rise up and come against the oppressive system. The same system that oppresses me because I'm black. The same system that oppresses other people because they're colored. So you cannot have social justice reform without having economic reform. You cannot have social justice without having economic justice. So, hey, I want to follow in the steps of Martin Luther King. He was a wise man. So, social justice and economic justice are the same thing to me. If you look at the statistics and you see that crime and things like that are correlated strongly with poverty, you know that we have an issue here, and it's in their best interest to keep us there. So as an activist, I'm here supporting the fight for 15 because I understand how important it is to my cause and your cause together. What do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! Let's do it.
Hello everybody. Buenas tardes. It's a pleasure to be here. Es un placer estar aquí. Vengo hoy a compartir un poema. I come here today to share a poem, speech. So I hope you enjoy it. Espero que les guste. And I really hope that, you know, with my words and our words, that we can really continue to remember and reflect on why this fight is important. Pero esperen, yo les cuento. Wait, and I will tell you. Right, to listen to me, raise your hand once you hear what I say. If you or someone you know has been or is currently without a home, without health care, no income, or has a lack of access to resources, please raise your hand. Now take a moment to look around. You're not the only one. We're not the only ones. We're not alone. This fight for 15 is for all of us. Esta lucha por 15 es por todas y todos, presentes y no presentes, those present here and those that can't be. Now please do close your eyes again, if you even close them. Now, if you chose to be without a home, chose to not have health care, chose to be low income, or chose to have a lack of access to resources, keep your hands up. Now look around. Pero lo que sí podemos hacer es luchar por 15. What we can do is fight for 15. Then again, it's not a choice if that's your only option.
We're here with Mark Jones, who, besides being retired military, is also a student, and just had a wonderful write-up in Voice of San Diego about a young activist who is taking a leading role in the Black and Brown Lives Matter. Why are you out here with those issues, and what brings you here?
Well, in my opinion, the two are connected. Martin Luther King not only fought for civil rights, he also fought for economic reform, economic justice, and many people don't know that, and they don't know that he found and connected the two way before a lot of people did. That you cannot have have social reform without having economic reform? You cannot have social justice without having economic justice. So this fight for 15, it's not just their fight. I'm an entrepreneur, you know, I kind of make my own money for this reason right here. But this fight is important to me because I see people who are oppressed, just like my own people. I'm a black man, and the oppressive institutionalized racism that has kept many of us down, it's the same oppressive system that is keeping these individuals down that are not able to make a livable wage to support their families. It's a travesty.
It creates all kinds of social distortions and social problems that multiply, particularly in communities of color, where the added factor of racial discrimination together with economic hardship is something that's almost insurmountable for so many people in this country.
Right. And you just think of it like this, even with the issue of the 182.5 that we're dealing with. They went after a community.
Why don't you explain that 182.5?
The 182.5 is basically taking documented gang members, and I say that with all the sarcasm I can muster, documented gang members and accusing them of crimes that they didn't commit just because they're a part of a gang. And so this has only been used here in San Diego, but they used it in a community that was low income and predominantly African American. As a matter of fact, that whole street is African American. So this fight for 15 shows me that when they use things like this 182.5, they're not only just going after color, they're going after the poor. And so if they can keep people poor, not giving them a livable wage, then they can keep them subjected. And that's what this fight is about.
Yeah, so I spoke earlier today with the president of the San Diego Imperial County Labor Council, Mr. Rivera, and for the first time in 40 years, I heard a labor person talk about the issue of mass incarceration and bringing those kinds of issues and having labor at the table for those kinds of things. Does that surprise you?
It doesn't surprise me now, because right now we're in the throes of a national movement that needed to happen. These are things that are like are affecting so many people. You see these consistent killings and things of that nature. It's going more and more, so people are starting to wake up, and it's time for people to wake up.
Yeah. Here we see the crowd gathering to march through campus, because so much of this effort right now is being has to do with the students. What role have the students played in their connection? What have you been doing here?
We've been fighting for the Civilian Review Board reform, social justice issues here in San Diego. We've been fighting against the 182.5 and things of that nature, and just against police brutality here in San Diego. But we have a fight here with this, because the more numbers, the more people we're able to bring to these things, the stronger they become. And we'll need their support when it comes to these social justice issues. The thing they're scared of is that we join together and fight against these things. It's a